The long summer break is over. It's time for Formula One to get back going with the Belgian Grand Prix. It's the 14th stop on the 2022 calendar, a calendar that's been dominated by one and only Max Verstappen. But coming into the next three races, a triple header as well, it could turn the balance. It's Belgium this weekend before going off to the Netherlands, Verstappen's home race, and then off to Ferrari's home race at Monza in Italy. Then, after a 2-week break, we're in Singapore for the longest race of the season, always hits 2 hours. Then, a week later, it's Japan as well. Then 2 weeks off before United States and Mexico form a double header. Another break before Sao Paulo on the 13th of November, and the season rounds out in the 20th of November in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen leads the Drivers' Championship then on 80 points after spinning and winning last time out in Budapest. Charles Leclerc is second, he's only 80 points back, that's an astonishing gap. Sergio Perez is third, 85 points back from Verstappen, they're the three mathematically in the hunt for the title. George Russell 2 points clear of Carlos Sainz as well. Lewis Hamilton is 10 further back in 6th place, his worst season in F1 history. Lando Norris is 7th in a battle with Esteban Ocon and Valtteri Bottas. Fernando Alonso rounds out the top 10. Kevin Magnussen has 22 points in 11th ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who is just clear of Pierre Gasly, who's now level on points with Sebastian Vettel. Mick Schumacher is a point clear to Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu has 5, Lance Stroll 4, Alexander Albon the last driver with points in 3, Nicholas Latifi still pointless this season, and Nico Hulkenberg only did 2 races right at the start of the year. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way on 431 points. Ferrari and Mercedes are still on 330s and they are battling each other. Then we get Alpine in 4th, McLaren 5th, they're quite close together. Alfa Romeo in a battle with Haas, but who are mainly in a battle with AlphaTauri. Aston Martin close behind them and Williams still have 3 points. It's time for qualifying at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium for the Belgium Grand Prix. Let's take a look around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. 7 kilometres long, 19 turns with 9 to the left and 10 to the right. 2 DRS detection zones. It is the highest and longest track of the year. Starting a lap then on board with one of the McLarens. Downhill towards turn 1, the La Source hairpin. Down to second gear, 95 kilometres an hour. Control the exit, don't put too many wheels wide as you head down the National Straight. Coming in to the Red Water Eau Rouge, flat out 8th gear to 315 as you climb the hill to the top of Radillon and come down the Camel Straight, 8th gear, 325 kilometres an hour. You're flat out with the DRS as you drop down all the way to the Lacombe chicane, 4th gear, 180. Rise that up as you come into Malmedy now in 6th gear and 235 kilometres. Drop down towards Ravage, down to 4th gear, 140 kilometres. Drop down to 3rd of the track. Grip hasn't got it as you come into Speaker's Corner through turn 9. Flat out then towards Puong at turns 10 and 11. Flat out, 8th gear usually at 290 kilometres an hour at the exit as you rise up towards the Fanya chicane. Drop all the way down, 5th gear, 175 kilometres an hour as you brave your way through to Stavolo. Down, 6th gear. Down to 4th gear at the exit. Curve de Port Frere, you're in 7th gear, 295 kilometres an hour as you rise up, 310, 325 kilometres an hour as you blast through turn 16, the first part of the fearsome Blanchimont now, flat out if you dare, before you come into the modified bus stop chicane, all the way down to, once again, 2nd gear, just 110 kilometres an hour. Ride the curbs, control the exit, fire it to the line, and that is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. Hello everybody, and welcome to qualifying for the 2022 Belgium Grand Prix. And the information we've got for you is that qualifying has been delayed due to a crash at the Porsche Super Cup qualifying session that was already very heavily delayed. A car has gone off at the Fania chicane and it's requiring the barrier to be repaired, so that the start of qualifying is delayed, meaning that we've come on air massively early as well. But we still have our usual pre-show. We'll cross over to the world feed in 10 minutes time as well for all of the action. But to begin with, alongside me in the comms box, and our pit reporter Josh Plays is here. Well, we just keep on talking about delays recently, don't we, Josh? We can never seem to just have a normal afternoon of racing. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Oh, rain delays are such fun. Rain delays are such fun, but also maintenance delays are such fun. We've had 2 today, one with the Formula 3 sprint race, and that's been deemed a racing incident, by the way, so no penalties for either driver, and that could have ended very badly if it was not for the halo. So once more, the halo strikes again.
Yeah, start of qualifying has officially been delayed while the officials repair the barriers. A crash in the Super Cups have caused this as well. So we've got a little bit of time to talk and delay. I mean, I think what will usually happen is that we'll go on air at again with the world feed in about 6 minutes time. And then after that, we will enter a qualifying fill period. But the only good thing is that we'll actually have some audio in the background to talk over now that we've got, if you're just joining us for qualifying for the first time this weekend as well, we've now got track audio, which means it's a lot easier to hear the cars and we can hear everything. We've got telemetry data as well. It's all absolutely fantastic stuff as well. As you can see, Josh just checking some Windows things down in his comp box as well. And he's running back now because I think he heard, I didn't say anything, and don't worry, it's all fine as well as it comes through. Yeah, you're on ears, not on handheld mic, but weather forecast is looking a bit different. This is what's happening outside. This was last year's qualifying as well, when we're just looking at a replay now of Lando Norris smashing the top of the hill. I will ask you, though, Josh, while we've got you here, what's the chance of rain for this qualifying session? Because we knew that it's been raining at the end of the practice sessions, and it was raining less so in practice 3. But what's the shot going into qualifying now?
It's around 40%, I believe. That's what it says. But I thought the neighbours had stopped mowing their lawn, but
So I couldn't hear anything. It's all right in the background. But talking of mowing lawns as well, we may as well show you a quick feature. Go on.
They are replaying 2021. I'm out of here.
No, I'm not even watching 2021 right now. I did look back at the 4 hours of coverage that both Sky did and what we did here as well, and I took a few notes from it as well, but it wasn't really an eventful afternoon of racing, was it? But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to come back up to the main camera for a second, because Josh has done the first of his features, and we're going to go to the map book now, and this is in, we'll talk us through, we're seeing all the pictures now just at the top of the hill before we enter Eau Rouge. What was the plan here, Josh? What have you gone for to show us here?
So, I was just messing around. These headphones do not want to stay in. And that was me in a safety car doing a lap around Spa. And, I started at the top of the hill. I kept respawning at the top of the hill. Well,
here we go. We can hear it now. Over the hill in Eau Rouge. And is this how to crash towards the wall? Was the best crash at the top of the hill?
No, this is the perfect line through Eau Rouge and up through Radion, which I did, and then you should have a what not to do at Radion.
Well, I'll definitely find it at the moment as well, because so that was the perfect line to take through at the top of the hill at Eau Rouge and the top of Radion. And here, I've just got it now. What not to do at Eau Rouge and Radion is just popping onto the screen in a second. Is downloading to the map book, as well as Anthony Davison just talking through some other perfect lines through certain parts of the track as well. Here we go. So
and the bad
yeah, the crash that came through as well. So this then
red, a bit trigger happy red flag.
Yes, it really was. So this then, Josh, is I presume how to not do a Rouge and Radeon. So let's play it.
And, this is a Italian supercar.
Oh, so it spins it around backwards and just completely destroy the rear axle of the car as well. That's the sort of crash that we usually see at Radeon, where the rear end just completely destroys. And then you had a reset, and then you had another go at it down again to a Rouge. Was this one a crash at the top of Radeon?
Yeah, I had another go at it, see if I could master it, but it didn't go too well. Please note that this was I decided I was not tired.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, into the wall. Sideswiped. And that's sort of the crash that Norris had as well, wasn't it? Where he just sort of swipes on the side as well. But that's so we had the right line to do at Radeon and the complete wrong line to do at Radeon as well. And it really is sort of a situation out there, as Paul DeRest is in the pit lane. It really is a situation where you've just got to really throw yourself into it and hope you do okay, because if you don't, you really are in trouble.
And we don't talk about that I was not tired and I decided to set that up all at 1 a.m.
Yeah, don't ask that. How long did that take you to put the barriers up? Because those barriers, the barriers that were there as well, how long did that take you? Because you did another one, didn't you, with a safer barrier that you showed me that we haven't got. But how long did it take you to do all of that then? Because it was already 1 a.m. As we're seeing barriers, talking about barriers now being repaired as we see there's all sorts of arm code down there on the track. So starter qualifying has officially been delayed down at the bottom of the screen there. So how long did it take you?
So to put all of the barriers in, if we go back to it, you can see you've got the normal red and yellow barriers. That came already with the map, but all of the black tyres I placed one by one. And that took around 20 minutes to half an hour, and I only got one good shot.
And it was good. That was a great shot. I think that might even go down as well as the crash of the season as well. Michael says, sadly, I'm going to miss your live call. Looking forward to listening later. Have a great day. No worries, Michael. We've got we'll be on later on. And also you can enjoy it with audio in the background of the cars as well. So you're not going to miss anything there. Paul DeResta was just saying in the pit lane as well about how Red Bull are going to try and get Max into Q3 as well, as they don't want Perez to possibly lose out on any positions, as Fernando Alonso stopping for some selfies with some fans as well as he walks up the most dangerous steps in all of history and has a photo with a younger fan as well and takes a selfie. The Dutch fans are all in as well. We're moments away from crossing over to live commentary for the 2022 Belgium Grand Prix. Before that, though, we may as well, because we're going to have to get into it before the session starts. Josh, have you got any list of the penalties that the drivers have got? Because honestly, it is so massive. The qualifying's almost not worth doing, isn't it? We'll get into it when the session starts, but there are so many drivers with penalties in this qualifying session. We're in for a pretty much useless hour.
Oh, penalties, oh, penalties, oh, penalties.
I know.
There is no point in Q3 and Q1 and just anything, but I have got a list. I can get it up, and
we'll get that ready for the next part of the session as well.
These headphones do not like me.
Well, I'll let you change over then now. We'll see you in a second then, Josh. We'll come up to the main screen for a second while Josh gets ready down in race control. And I will tell you that it does look like we're in for at least another 20 minutes of delay. So that pushes everything back about 20 minutes. It does mean, however, that I can go start the British Touring Car qualifying bang on time. Before the start of it, so I'll leave you with Sky F1 and possibly they'll do an interview and I'll nip off as well. You'll never see a difference back home, but yeah, starter qualifying is delayed as well. And if you joined us this morning, we had a really exciting Formula 3 race as well. We had a red flag, but first win for Oliver Bearman as well, taking up there. Anyway, it's time to cross over then. The 2022 Belgium Grand Prix. The qualifying hour is coming up shortly. The most useless hour of qualifying is about to take place. Up in the commentary box, it'll be myself and Megan Burch, and Josh Plays is down in the pit lane as well. So sit back, relax, turn up your volumes and enjoy, because we've got track action and noise as well. The 2022 Belgium Grand Prix qualifying. So many cars with penalties. Let's see what it's got to offer. Welcome one and all to Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium. For what we thought would be the last time, but Spa has earned a reprieve. We'll be racing here for at least another 2 years. And that is absolutely fantastic news because there's no better place to kickstart the Formula One engines of all our hearts as well. After 3 weeks away on a summer break, Formula One once again proving that it's the sport that never sleeps and the story that never stops. 7 kilometres around the Ardennes forest as well. We're deep in the valley, 102.2 metre elevation change as well, around 19 corners. Spa is dangerous. If it bites, it takes huge chunks from you. Pirelli have worn their middling tyre compounds to try and solve it. It's the C2 hard, the C3 medium and the C4 soft compound tyre as well. And as we look onto the valley as well, down at the source and up the road towards Eau Rouge, we've got to tell you that we are in a delay due to a crash in the Porsche Super Cups. It means that qualifying is delayed due to track repairs. We should be underway in around about 10 to 15 minutes time. They've had 35 minutes repairing it already. Track temperature is at 20 degrees. Air temperature is at 15 degrees as well. But this is where it all goes through. Substantial changes and alterations have been made at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps to increase safety for drivers and enhance the F1 experience for fans as well. Including, coming soon as well, a brand new fan centre at the exit of La Source. You see, it's already been made there as well. They had to demolish the old grandstand due to it flooding and breaking. But so much is coming in the future. A brand new grandstand at the top of Eau Rouge as well. Best seat in the house with new entertainments and restaurants inside. Runoffs at turn 2 and 4 as well have been modified in order to try and make it a little bit safer for the drivers as well. So much action, so much alterations to the circuit, but once again this is going to be an absolutely fantastic qualifying session when it eventually gets going. Well, one person who does know what it's all going to be like is Josh Plays. He is down in the pit lane and we've put him on full screen because while we're in this qualifying delay, I think there is no better man to tell us exactly what is happening with all the penalties than Josh. So I'll hand over to you. Good afternoon, Josh, and boy, we're in a mess here today.
Good afternoon, and even I have no idea what's going on with the penalties, and that's saying something. The amount of stuff which is going on, but I just love how they've done the new runoffs where going up on roads to the left it's like black, red, yellow, and then then it swells up, and then on the right up at the top of Radion it goes black, red and yellow there, and they've made it group with the track. But
sorry, we've lost you actually at the moment. We did have you, but we can't see you. Something's happened and I can't see the commentary box. There we go. There we are, Josh. We've got you back.
Hello.
Nope, lost you again. Something's corrupting our systems up here in the comms box. Once again, there's Josh. Hi, Josh. We can hear you now.
Hello, and let's start again. No, let's not. And Charles Leclerc has got a new internal combustion engine, new turbocharger, new MGU-H, and new engine exhaust system, and that is required to start the race from the back of the grid. And then if I go on to document 49, got to zoom it in again.
Sorry, we've actually zoomed out on our side where the computer is. Let's come back up to the main box for a second because the computer's having a bit of a paddy out there. We're back. Well, this is what delays are for, isn't it? Just great coverage. There you go, Josh.
And then Mick Schumacher's got also the same internal combustion engine. Oh, and here is the replay.
Yes, this is what happened then in the Porsche Supercup qualifying. Car number 13 smashing into the wall, damaging the Armco barrier. The driver's perfectly okay. It went into the gravel trap, but the barrier's been bent inwards, and that's what's caused the delay to the session. So that's what's happening out here. Anyway, over to you then, Josh, with yours. As I've got the camera working now on the other side, so I'll pass over to you.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hit, and we've had 2 massive big hits. Spa's a great track, but when you race at Spa, just expect danger, and it looks like the safety car is going to go out for a couple of laps and see how it all is, and
But my Landers in the
celebrating
car,
5 years of AMGs this weekend. So anyway, Mick Schumacher, new internal combustion engine turbocharged, so MGU-H and then MGU-K. And that's start of the grid as well.
For
Belgium
Mick?
is literally, right, just penalty central. Again, now, Zoe Granu, again, internal combustion and electric turbocharged, so MGU-H as everyone else, but then control electronics.
Yeah,
and
all
that
taken
is
off.
back on the grid.
And Max Verstappen, I think the championship leader, one of the biggest ones, he's 80 points ahead, yes, but for his penalty to come through as well, it's absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it's just a energy store and control electronics for Max Verstappen. And there is Max Verstappen, either on the phone or listening to some music. Past 5 races for qualifying.
I think he's holding his eardrums in because the engine's revving, I think. I'm not too sure. We can hear it in the background a little bit, but not exactly too sure. Go on.
Canadian first, and it's disappeared. Beautiful. I don't have all of it. It'll come up in 50 seconds on that screen.
Yeah.
So that was Verstappen with a new energy store and control electronics. And then the penultimate one, I believe.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for Charles Leclerc because, as we discussed in practice 3, there isn't really anywhere else on the calendar he can take this penalty other than Spa. Because he can't take it at Monza, because the Tifosi will kill Ferrari, yeah. He can't take it at Zandvoort because you can't overtake. Can't take it at Singapore because it's too long. Can't take it in Japan because it's struggling to overtake. And really, you can't take it until we get to America and Mexico. And it'll be too late by then. So you've really got to take it here and just sort of counteract what Max is doing. But they've lost a big opportunity by not taking it in Hungary.
Yeah, it was first, second, first, 10th.
Yeah.
So for Max Verstappen, but this is a long one for Charles Leclerc. There was some old documents, but it's because Leclerc has accumulated 20 grid place penalties at least, and there is Daniel Ricciardo, who will leave McLaren at the end of the 2020 season. Who will replace him? Probably Oscar Piastri.
It's going to be Oscar Piastri. It's almost confirmed, isn't it? But that contract resignation board on Monday between Alpine, McLaren, Oscar Piastri as well, it's just going to all go the way of... it's going to go the way of McLaren, not Alpine, I think, because the contract, it's different. The contract for third driver hasn't been taken up by July. It was done in August. And because it was the 1st of August, it's a loop clause for Oscar Piastri to get out there, so he's pretty much safe. Lando Norris is definitely going to be team leader next season as well, if he hasn't already team leader. With the amount of races he's eclipsed to Danny Ricciardo. Of course, Danny Ricciardo had that penalty. There's Jackie Hicks, the 8-time Grand Prix winner and 6-time Le Mans race winner as well, in the back of the Ferrari garage as well. The Jackie Hicks corner down at turn 9 as well. It's all up there. That used to be Speaker's corner. At least he's having some moments. It's Fernando Alonso, who's about as old as Jackie Hicks, who's at the back of the garage as well. I joke, of course. I joke. Anyway, go on, Josh, talk us through the rest of Charles Leclerc's penalties.
Yeah, so because he accumulated more than 15 grid place penalties, or 20, it was around 25, I believe, that's automatically start back of the grid. And that makes sense as Sky Sports F1 helicopter decides to hover. Well, kind of hover.
Yeah.
But
just the top of the track, yeah.
If we just scroll down, then that's the next one. And then that's just...
So, is that all the penalties we've done then?
There's one more here.
Oh, go on.
Which is Zhou Guanyu.
Oh, yeah. Zhou Guanyu was the last one to sort of come in and take this penalty as well. He did it back in... At the start of practice 3, it was announced. So, this is the other one now. Go on.
Yeah, 50 gearbox cases and then the gearbox driveline, gear chains components and auxiliary components. And haven't heard anything about Kevin Magnussen with penalties about stopping, but I believe that was just gearbox, and they had a spare gearbox.
I'm under the assumption it was the same thing as well, coming through as well, as we were just popping out the chat.
That's only a drop of 10 with places.
10 places, you say?
Yes, just 10.
And that is Joe.
Yes, but
Lovely.
just to make it clear, competitors are reminded, you have to say the T's and C's. Competitors are reminded that they have the right to appeal certain decisions of the stewards in accordance with Article 15 of the FIA International Sporting Code and Chapter 4 of the FIA Judicial and Disciplinary Rules within the applicable time limits. That's the T's and C's. More can be found at joshuaburch.com/T's and C's.
See? Always the way. Thanks, Josh, as well, as we've still got no official word on when this session is going to start. So I'm going to press button number 1 and give you a chance to get set back up, as well as we still have no idea exactly what is going to happen, when it's going to happen, and exactly who is going to happen either. So do stay with us here as we're in this unusual delay for the session. And my laptop is just having an absolute paddy. What have you noticed, Josh? Go on.
There's actually a joshuaburch.com.
Who did that? Whose is that? It's not me, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm Googling. Is it BURSHUABurch.com? Who's done this? I've Googled it. This is interesting, everybody. Oh, there is. It's woodwork. Oh, my. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's a new one. So there is actually a website with my name. Oh, that's very bizarre. It's not me, I'll have to point out. Oh, and I've just been told that my chicken sandwich has actually been found, which is quite good, as we return with Josh up here in the well, actually, he was in the comms box. Oh, put it on your battle screen, Josh, on the one we have for commentary, because full screen isn't working. So you need the one we have with the team radio on. There we go. There we go. Whew. That works. As you come through it, there we go. And race control still showing there. Looks like I need to edit that as well. So we're going to hand over to Martin Brundle and David Croft for a few moments as the FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulian's there. So we'll hand over to Martin Croft and we'll be back in just a second.
A particularly heavy delay. Obviously, a lot of these fans came to the Grand Prix last year, and it's really impressive to see so many people at this. It is astonishing. And of course, they didn't see a racing lap last year, so they'll be sitting there thinking, not again. We haven't even seen a quali lap yet. But, Roland Brunserada there, he used to be race director in Formula One, racing under Roland. Yeah, he's still around.
You remember fondly, or?
Yeah, he was a good guy. Yeah.
Excellent. He's supervising the barrier repairs at the moment. That looks like it's nearing completion as they tighten the bolts on the Armco. And with radio in his hand, Roland will be radioing back to Niels Wittich, and I think some of the drivers now realise that we're not going to be far away or too far away from the start of qualifying. You mentioned last year's race here, the shortest Formula One race in history. It lasted officially precisely 1 lap. It wasn't really a race because no one could overtake, but you tried telling George Russell that. It was rather chuffed with his second place on the plane going home. For Williams in what was his 50th Grand Prix starts alongside Nicholas Latifi last year for Williams. That car has looked quite slippery in a straight line today in the final practice session. You talk about Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc coming through the field. They might struggle to be overtaken at Williams down the straight on pure pace alone.
Yeah, depends how you release off the corner before as well, of course. You know, rather sadly, they consider from La Source turn 1 up to the top of Hill Les Combes a straight, don't they? Which conveniently ignores Eau Rouge because it's flat out and therefore it's straight, which makes me really sad, if I'm honest. But
23 seconds of full throttle straight.
Yes, including one of the greatest corners in the history of motorsport. So something's not quite right there. But anyway.
Go on, down the inside. Go on. See, that reminds me of Johnny Herbert in a go-kart. Sees a gap, goes for it. I've never seen you in a go-kart, really, so I can't compare just yet.
Johnny's the man. Very fast.
Qualifying will start, ladies and gentlemen, in 15 minutes' time. Start of qualifying at 4:25 local time. So good news for all. And you mentioned the crowd, over 300,000 expected here at Spa this weekend. I think it was quite lively on the campsite last night, so I stood on the balcony of my hotel room, which is quite away from the track. It's quite a few miles. I could hear the music across the valley, and I could see the lights in the distance as well. I think there was a bit of a Friday night party going on. Lewis Hamilton there, who I think today if this is his best opportunity for a race win this season, needs something he hasn't managed so far this season. That's a top 3 start.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton's never started inside the top 3 before as well, as we've got the start time. The session will start at 16:25 local time. No, leave it open, it's too hot in here. As well as Megan Burch is walking now into the commentary box as well. Good afternoon to you, Megan. Welcome to a delay.
The strangest thing just happened.
What?
I was walking to the comm box, and all of a sudden I hear like something fall onto metal. I thought, that's weird. I looked round and I saw this rock.
There's a rock fallen somewhere.
From the middle of the sky, the open sky, without any... There was 0 birds above us.
I'm not going there. You can go. I'm not doing anything along those lines of. Yeah. I'm scared now you said that.
Why are you scared?
Because things falling out of the sky historically have been bad. Didn't you read The Ugly Duckling or something? Oh no, what was it?
Humpty Dumpty?
No, what was somebody in the group chat as well? As we're back, hello everybody. Somebody tell us, what was that show, that book, where nobody believed him that the sky was falling? Was it Chicken Little?
I don't know.
I think it was Chicken Little.
Shall I go and see what it was?
No, because it was Chicken Little. It was Chicken Little.
It looked weird, though.
I would leave it. It just sounds like it's something that's that's just fallen over or something as well. But still.
No,
anyway.
I literally turned around and I saw it falling from the thing it vibrated off of.
Probably me slamming the doors or something or knocking.
No, you were in the dining room.
I have no idea. I'll just leave it if I were you.
It was clear sky.
They come through. We can't access the team radios at the moment, which is a weird one. Several things having another bits of glitching around here, but still. Qualifying 1 will start in around about 11 minutes time. So we are now 25 minutes behind schedule. Which, Josh, thinking about it, what time is the F2 starting? And while you find that out, here's Gunter Steiner.
Yeah, a little bit frustrating for everybody. What do you do while you wait? Do you get the cards out? Do you go and have a little chat with the drivers? What's the team principal do?
I actually chatted with the mechanics a little bit, you know.
Oh, that's very nice of you. What were you chatting about? Size of the spanners?
You should know that I'm a nice person, so no, we chatted about things. Maybe we better don't say them on TV, yeah.
Bit of team morale as you all wait. And do the team try and keep the drivers focused during the course of these kind of lengthy delays? Everything's all set to go for the top of the hour. How do you keep the drivers' focus going?
No, the drivers, I mean, I think they're just standing there waiting, and they know it can happen, and they just relaxed, you know. They are well prepared, so they can deal with that pretty easily, you know. But they are not losing the focus in 15 minutes.
What's your target today, Gunter? What will you be happy with in qualifying for your 2 cars?
Getting into Q2, to be honest, you know, I mean, on this track, on this high-speed sectors, Sector 1 and Sector 3, we are struggling, Martin, and we are conscious. So if we make it to Q2 with 1 car, I think that I'm pretty happy with that one today.
And I imagine that the target then, that's Kevin Magnussen through into Q2. He's your driver that's not taking penalties, that definitely won't be starting at the back of the grid.
Correct, yeah, and if we can get him a little bit up there, then, as you said, there is, I think, I'm up to 6 cars counting now which got penalties. So, you know, if you make it into Q2, we should be around 12, 13, so that would be good.
Do you, as team bosses, ever discuss alternatives to these grid penalties for power unit karts?
As far as I remember, we discussed in a few 2 years ago, and but since then, not a lot was discussed, Martin, because it's difficult, because if you do something less than this, then it starts again to have more power units, just to change them to have a little bit more power, you know. So it needs to be a severe penalty, but there is no good alternative. Or maybe you have got one.
No, I was saying in commentary, we used to put a brand new engine in every day back in the day, which was crazy when you think about the cost and the transportation. It just seems that, you know, through no fault of their own, the drivers pay a heavy price for and often you'll blow up in a previous race, and lose a result as a driver, and then take a penalty as well at the next race. It's like a double jeopardy, and it seems unreasonable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the driver is no fault of the driver. It's just like, but then at some stage, I think there was pretty good control 2-3 years ago that there was not, if we would go back, a lot of penalties for engines. But I think last year it started again. But this year, Ferrari, the reliability is not what they want it to be. So it's more than usual this year for us. But for sure, the aim from Ferrari is to reduce this, because it's not only that you get a penalty on the grid; it's also a financial penalty. They cost a lot of money, these engines.
Yeah, quite. How about giving a penalty in terms of constructors' points? So that if you take a new power unit, you lose 10 points, for instance, in the Constructors' Championship. Would that be a fair way of trying to sort this out?
I think it's an idea. I think what would happen then, and I'm just talking out free now, without really having to think about it, is like, how would the fans understand that all of a sudden somebody gets a penalty, gets points taken away, and so on, Could be an alternative. I think it's exceptional what is happening today, and I think we shouldn't jump that this is now happening all the time. I think if we have got more than 2 races like this, we have to rethink what we are doing, as you say, because the fans, I think they will get confused. Who get 20 places grid penalty, who goes to the back of the grid, who has got 5. It's like, I cannot keep count anymore, and as I said, I had to refer to the genius Crofty before.
Yeah, I've got a simple solution. Stay tuned. Martin's got one more question, though.
Well, I was just going to make the point. It's really going to spice up the race tomorrow. I don't know why I'm complaining, really. It should be a great race.
Absolutely, I think you're right on that one, Martin. People going through the field, it's like they've got quite a lot of good cars starting from the back, and they will make it interesting. There's always a positive thing to anything.
Be my guinea pig here then, Gunther. What we have is a situation where Valtteri Bottas gets a 20-place grid penalty, but a number of places is a better penalty to receive than a back-of-the-grid penalty. So Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Ocon, Joe and your man Mick Schumacher all go to the back of the grid. They can't all start 20th, so their qualifying order will determine how far to the back of the grid they go. Is that clear enough?
Perfect, Croft. You couldn't say it any better.
See, you should be my agent. I love you.
You meet a nice class of people down the back of the grid. I spent most of my career down there. You really do. It'll be fun down there. I'll come and see you.
Gunther, on your word, we will talk to you at the end of Q1 about what's going to happen in Q2.
So Christian Horner as well, now just looking on the pit wall, and we're seeing on the pit lane channel as well, just getting ready. There is Gunther Steiner talking as well beforehand. Let's get back up to the comms box as well. Megan's looking in as well, and Josh Plays is getting all set. We're a couple of minutes away for the session as well, and we're about 6 minutes. It's been a long delay, but Megan, you're afraid of heights. Would you take lunch up there as well for the business meeting?
Depends, can you fall from it?
No, you are strapped in very, very tight, but you are literally suspended on a crane up to watch the racetrack.
As long as I can't fall from it, yeah, sure.
From your fear of heights, you would happily sit on that.
Sure.
Josh, what about you? Would you go anywhere near that lunch table that we've seen throughout the weekend?
The amount of times they've shown that.
Yeah, would you go there? I don't know if I would, to be fair.
Questionable, of course. But for qualifying,
yeah, go on.
We'll have to keep an eye on between safety car line 1 and 2. They can't go. They have to be in front of 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
So within 2 minutes and 5. That's interesting to hear. And it's a 1 minute 41 lap we've had. So that could be interesting as well. Out the 20 cars, there are 7 with drivers' penalties as well. It just gets exhausting to try and work out. We are in a delay. The qualifying has not even started yet for Q1, so that's why the time has not shown anything at the moment. Now, if it starts at 25 minutes past, and it's an 18-minute session, what time will it finish, Megan?
Say it again.
If it starts at 25 minutes past and it's an 18-minute session, what time will the session end?
43.
43. Thank you, Megan. Let's put the timer on then for 43. So 15:43, which is just after an hour's
then-
broadcast. So 21 minutes. There we go. The timer's starting to tick down. It'll be 18-minute session, remember. So go on, Josh.
Q2 will end at 4:05.
So we are massively behind schedule, thanks to this red flag. Well, this delay to the proceedings. Massively behind as well, as father and daughter have fun up there, and it gets caught on the screen as well. And the dad can't believe that has just been caught on the screen, and is on the F1 stream for the rest of time as well. That's so nice to see everyone's there, and there's some British fans there as well. They were happy this morning when Oliver Bearman took victory as well in the Formula 3. Formula 2 sprint race is coming up at 5 o'clock, which means we're
Just going to go look at that rock.
Well, mute your mic before you take heads off, because it's going to scream backwards on us as well. Please remember that from now on. Mute your mic before you take it off, otherwise we're going to squeal and everyone goes deaf when we get told off by Ofcom as they come through. 2 minutes 50 then to go until the start of the session. As you can see on your monitor, on the race control on Josh's chat, which has got your mouse on it, by the way. Your mouse on, there you go. Mouse gone. As it comes through. So let's go
You
over
saw nothing.
We didn't. Let's go to the YouTube chat quickly as well, because we've got some comments coming through. Michael says, sadly I'm going to miss it. I hope you can join us later on as well for it. And if you are listening, Michael, hello. Richie says, is it true there is a track repairs happening? Yes, Richie. Synthel says, our race control usually says the chance of weather around 10 minutes before the start of the session. It's nowhere. I wonder if it'll rain. And he says, 30%. And Chris, 30% chance of rain. And Chrissy also says as well, quali delayed repairing barriers. Yep, that's exactly what we've got so far. But 2 minutes then until the start of qualifying. We've got the battle computer ready as well for the onboards, as well in terms of the telemetry to get everything sorted. So that's all ready to go. And I find it coincidental, massively coincidental, that the start of the F1 quali is bang on the start of the British Touring Car qualifying from Thruxton as well, which myself and Josh will be commentating on tomorrow as well, the 3 races as well. And we'll be joined, I think, by Tom Dillon in our commentaries this weekend for race 1 and race 3. Race 2 will be delayed, I think.
If I leave my house now, I will get to Thruxton as soon as the qualifying ends, which is a shame.
Yes.
I don't even have tickets.
Oh, you can go. You can get in on the door.
Yeah.
Be nice and cheap, actually, as they come through. And I'm just going to yell.
I absolutely love Sky Sports.
Why? What have you got? Have you got the Apple iPad stuff up yet?
Yeah, on every single device I try on Sky Go, because of a technical issue, you cannot watch this channel on every single device I've tried on Sky Sports, the app where you get all of the onboards. Unexpected error. This Wi-Fi is meant to be one of the best Wi-Fi in the UK, and it's absolutely terrible.
I feel your pain. Anyway, get ready, Josh, because we're about to get ready for the start. No one's at the end of the pit lane, which is a surprise. 15 seconds to go. We've had a 25-minute delay, a half-hour fill once again. Let's get some action, shall we? 3 seconds, 2, 1. And it's green light at the end of the pit lane, and qualifying for the 2022 Belgian Grand Prix is go. And Nicholas Latifi is the first car to leave the pit lane, to the delight of the fans who are cheering in the background as well as Latifi's car heads off down towards Eau Rouge. Megan has returned to the commentary box, and I have no idea what you have in your hand. Is that rock? Yeah, okay, so Megan's got that rock. Just leave it there. It looks burnt.
Run.
Probably could be that meteorite that hit the earth.
Run.
Yeah, thanks, Meg, for bringing in a meteorite. Fine, let's put that down and get back on. Anyway, Josh is in the comment box. Josh, what have you got for us then, coming into qualifying?
Not much, really, and it's just making sure message is going to update. No.
Yep, there we go. start of
Let's
quali.
give it a good press.
No team radios at the moment.
Look up.
Yep, that's already for Latifi.
Turn 8 for Latifi, and the only person out on track currently.
And Adam says, always enjoy racing at Spa. The names of the corners, history of the event, it's going to be good, and it is going to be good as the Williams comes through. Lando Norris is just sitting in the pit lane as well. Max Verstappen sitting in the pit lane. Latifi's out there on the medium compound tyres, and we should get Megan with Leclerc, Verstappen, Joe, Schumacher, everybody taking grid penalties. Qualifying really does become a bit pointless today.
It isn't needed.
No, it's really not. We could literally have nothing, and it will still be there.
I don't think the people who have penalties should be allowed to compete in qualifying.
Might have to turn a bit louder.
I don't think the people with penalties should be allowed to compete in qualifying.
Well, that's what we did talk about that in practice 3 actually, about maybe drivers who have got these penalties shouldn't take part in quality. But then we realised with 7 drivers having penalties,
You
qualifying
only need 2 qualies.
Yeah, you only need 2 qualities. Qualifying 1 becomes completely
Good.
irrelevant.
Good.
Yeah, but it's just going to change it completely as well. What, Josh?
That's
what are you
that's what you should do. Drivers are not allowed to partake in qualifying, which has got penalties, and do it over a game of rock, paper, scissors, or take it out of a hat.
Back into the pit lane then comes Latifi, as I've just noticed actually on the Google Chrome that we're not hearing any team radio, even though Latifi's has come up as well, so we've got a problem with it, which is great. Because it takes ages to come back through. Anyway, here's Mick Schumacher. I'll repair that and get it back on. Mick Schumacher then coming through at the back of the circuit as well in the Haas. And I think as well, everyone's waiting for Mick to see something good, Megan. Are you going to say something?
No.
I thought you did. I thought I heard you say something. As Schumacher goes through. There's Lewis Hamilton. Best opportunity for Hamilton to take a victory this weekend, but unlikely he is going to be able to.
Very unlikely, given his past record this year.
9th in practice 3. Completely off the pace. Absolutely off the pace. And I'd love to know what's up with the audio at the moment.
What audio?
In our ears, because the pit lane's really quiet and the track's really loud. It's like fun. They've just mucked up the audio signals as well as they come through. Sounds okay on the pit lane channel as well as it comes through. Schumacher's at the top of Eau Rouge, and we can't hear a thing because the track cameras haven't switched on. We're hearing the helicopter and more cars coming out of the pit lane. Schumacher is down to the comms. There's Charles Leclerc. It's like the audio's completely messed up. There's Leclerc going out. His sign's going to go out.
We can't hear anything.
Yeah.
From them. It's really weird.
Everything's really weird at the moment as well. That's really bizarre. Anyway, as it comes back through. Complete flat out for Schumacher. First sector time is a 31.399 as it comes to Puong. Flat out. And finally, we've got cars coming out of the pit lane as well. Several other cars coming out to do their qualifying runs as well, Megan. And finally, might have some actual good luck here today. Schumacher, they're looking quick. Haas have been quick this weekend. Schumacher running with the upgraded Haas car. Do you see him having an opportunity to get through into the next part of qualifying?
Hopefully, especially given his penalty, it means he can get as much as he can so that he can not have to take it for ages.
4, 3.
And have any penalty left over.
Yeah, I have to talk a bit louder. I really can't hear you. I could not hear a thing from you, Megan, so...
I'm talking as loud as I can while being in pain.
I'm going to put that. There you go. Schumacher does a 1:47.929 across the board, Megs, as well. That's a decent time.
Yes, it is.
I can hear you now. Haas look on. Hopefully not in disgust, and hopefully in an okay situation. Here's Lewis Hamilton. I think he's building to a prep lap coming through the back of the circuit there as well. Track temperature still at 21 degrees, air temperature 15 as things currently stand. Schumacher is the fastest at the moment as time begins to tick down and the session continues. As into the braking zone for the bus stop, Hamilton goes.
So minor recharge room after turn 4, 3 seconds overtake, and then recharge back on before turn 5.
Is Hamilton on an opening lap by any chance?
Hamilton is just starting an opening lap now as well. So is Russell. They've crossed the line together, and I'd love to get the battle camera up, but the driver tracker doesn't seem to want to work. It seems to be going a little bit funny. out here at the moment. As you can see,
That's not good.
it's not working quickly, so we'll leave that to have a moment between itself as well, and hopefully it resets itself at some point in the broadcast, because, I mean, that's just unusable. So Google Chrome seems to be really annoying me today, so we can't use that. So let's just stay with this. Hamilton is up in the first sector by 4 thousandths of a second. Russell, though, was quicker in that first sector. Perez now done a 30.972 as well, so he's going faster as well as they come through.
Right, so Perez is got a fastest sector 1 of 30.972. I wonder if he can keep that up for the second sector, though. Honestly, I'm not sure given the pace of Lando Norris at the moment, because obviously Lando is quite determined to get as high as he can.
Too far off the pace. I'm switching this back because I think that's what's causing some of the problems, you know, as they swing back through out there on the circuit. And Hamilton is into the sector, the last sector now, trying to find the pace. We'll sort that out later. It's clearly not working, so I've switched it off because otherwise my laptop might die. Hamilton into the bus stop then. Can he find the better time? Schumacher's done a 1:47.929. Hamilton crosses the line now and does a 1:46.703. Russell goes top, 1:46.269. But here comes Sergio Perez. Magnussen goes second. Wow, 1:46.9.648. Here comes crossline Perez, 8 tenths faster, 1:45.377. Of course, Perez doesn't have a penalty. Leclerc does, and he's next to cross the line.
I think next across the line might be Verstappen.
Leclerc goes second, 1:45.572.
Oh no.
Here
Lando
comes,
now.
Here's Lando, 1:46.230. Sainz next across the line, purple in the middle sector. Sainz going to improve. Sainz goes top, 1:45.050. And here is Max Verstappen coming towards the line.
Right, so Max he's going across the line now, and he does a 1:44.581 and goes top.
He's 0.469 faster than Sainz already, so half a second faster at the moment. And in the opening laps, I think Russell might have made a mistake coming towards turn 1. This isn't the source. He's backed off. Has he impeded somebody on his fast lap? Not too sure. Lock up as well from Tsunoda. Russell radio.
Super dangerous. Very good.
Super dangerous from Tsunoda. Hamilton 2.
I'm sorry, Russell. What could he have done?
I don't think he did anything. He couldn't do anything, could he?
Super dangerous from Tsunoda. Yeah, well, he locked up. I'm sure he thought it was super dangerous too.
Ricardo.
I know what.
Go on, Josh.
I know what happened.
Go on.
And what was super dangerous. The thing that was super dangerous was the amount of bleeps that Yuki Tsunoda was generating.
Yeah, so many at the moment as well. As we just changed over to an onboard mix. As we see Lando Norris is on board now, coming through the Lecombe chicane, but he's already down at Fania at the moment as well, as they come back through. So we've got 8 minutes to go, qualifying 1. And the first lap times on the board sees Verstappen fastest, 1:44.581. Sainz second, Perez third, Leclerc fourth. 5th for Ocon, 6th for Alonso, 7th Gasly, 8th Ricciardo, 9th Norris, and 10th is Russell. I've just realised, did I say pit lane reporter or Sky Race Control, Paul di Resta? I think it's a pit lane because there's no Karun Chandhok here this weekend and there's no Ted Kravitz, so Paul di Resta is the pit reporter this weekend for Sky Sports F1. As I always laugh at that. They bring Karun in to replace Ted after Ted got fired. Ted comes back and then Karun's not there when Ted's not. So kind of defeating the object of having 2 pit reporters, but at least ours is still here. And Josh is watching on, you can see on the data screens. He's got so many laptops in front of him and screens as we have. He's keeping an eye on everything, including some onboard cameras. So we've always got everything around. He's counting now. Got 7 now, Pierre. How many have you got?
Sainz goes into the pit.
Or 7.
Oh, level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 monitors and Josh got 7 too. So you
Are
see?
we counting our phone?
No, because we're not using them. So yeah, 7 screens up here in the comments box. It's a very busy day. But see, even Josh has got 7 as well. As we see George Russell having a much better time of it now coming through the Fania chicane. He's about sector 1. Lewis Hamilton though, Megan, as I said, a personal best, sector 2 so far. He's looking up on the times as well.
It's very good from Lewis. Let's hope he's getting a little bit more pace to him, especially down in 15th. He's at risk.
Yeah, Hamilton at risk. Stroll's behind him, remember, and the Latifi, Schumacher, Zhou, Bottas as well. Now, Schumacher, Zhou and Bottas are all taking grid penalties, so fear on them to stay at the bottom of the food chain. But Verstappen taking a grid penalty, Leclerc's taking a grid penalty as well. Tsunoda coming, I think, taking a grid penalty. So they're all just sort of staying on top there. Yeah, Sainz really is second fastest, but he's going to be on provisional pole if he can do this next session. Hamilton goes 11th, 146.308. Russell stays 10th, 146.269. So still time there as Alexander Albon comes into the pit lane as well. I've just realised I'm not hearing team radio, and you'll see it flash up. And there, Megan, is George Russell, and his camera massively flashing up.
That is a lot of, I can't remember what to call it, when the front wing wobbles like really, really a lot.
Oscillation?
Probably.
Turbulence? I'm not sure.
I don't know though. It looks a bit loose.
It is a bit loose as it comes through. But in the pit lane then is Carlos Sainz, just waiting to head out onto the circuit. Delighted to tell you that Chrome has decided to respond to me finally. Which means we have our other live timing up, including race control messages, which is vital to us, up here in the comms box as well. Megan, pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
And we're going to go to onboard camera 3. And it's not there because he's in the pit lane.
You didn't press it properly.
We're on 3. Let's go, Lewis Hamilton.
You didn't press it properly.
Well, we're on Lewis Hamilton now, and he's following George Russell. And they're the only 2 cars on the track. Everyone else was out in the pit lane.
You never know.
I did press it properly. I know I pressed it properly, don't worry.
Can I double check that?
Danny Ricciardo's in the pit lane on box channel 3 as well, so we're on box 4 with Lewis Hamilton on and on board right now. And Hamilton's actually looking quite good on his run, but I don't think this is a timed lap. First sector was a 34.3, second sector was a 49.3 as well, so they're leaving it a bit late here actually to do some runs in qualifying, because it's a 2 minute, or was it 2 minute 7 out lap, Josh said earlier on the pit lane channel, and it's
2 minute. It's 2 minute 5. You have to do it. You have to complete a lap time.
Right. So that's
2 minute 5 from safety car line 2 to 1.
So that's
or 1.
Safety car line 2 is at the exit of the pit lane. So that is 2 minutes 5 between the 2 safety car lines as well. So that's an out lap.
The first lap felt okay in terms of lap, but the second lap, yeah, we lost a bit of front.
Yep. Okay.
But I wouldn't add anything for 1 lap.
Okay.
Josh is playing the radio through, as my Google Chrome still isn't loading up to show it at the moment, which is delightful. So thanks for that, Josh, as they come through. And Aston Martin send out one of their new drivers as well. Which one will it be, Vettel or Stroll?
Stroll.
Both Aston Martins and both Alfa Romeos heading out there, and they're separated by a Haas and Mick Schumacher. Magnus has come out behind, so it's Alfa Haas, as they've loaded through.
That's a good team name.
Yeah, well, as the cars come back out on the circuit then, you can hear the cars rev up the hill through Rouge for Radion. And the top of the hill at Radion, by the way, is such an amazing part of the track. It's one of your favourite circuits, isn't it, Megan? Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would sound like a misfire there. Now, that was from Lance Stroll's car. We know that...
That didn't sound right.
Yeah, it didn't sound right, did it? And we know that they've had a problem beforehand. Go on, Josh, what have you got for us?
I thought Megan's favourite circuit was the Red Bull Ring in Austria.
The first lap felt okay in terms of lap, but the second
We
lap,
got radio
we
back.
lost a bit of front.
Yep. Okay.
But I wouldn't add anything for 1 lap.
It's
Okay.
pinkish.
The sky's pinkish. Explain a lot. So we've got our team radios back as well. So thanks, Josh. We've got them back now.
It's either
And
snow or storm.
yeah, we've got our normal trackers back finally, as well as who's out there on what tyres. That's what we're trying to activate now, as well as Norris has the DRS activated as well. As the field come through. Come on, F1 timing. I know you're new, but It really is quite slow out there today. I fear what tomorrow will bring when we try and use it with USRN at the same time. And the dramas we could have there. Right, everyone's out there on a brand new set of soft compound tyres as well. So everyone has gone out there on a different set of tyres to what they're used to. And finally, we've got the radio messages up as Q1 is nearing its end with 2 minutes to go then in this session, as it looks like everyone on the top four, Megan, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez and Leclerc, happy just to stay out there. Everybody else has gone out on an out lap, but they just stay still and say, no, we're happy here, thank you very much,
Just
nothing problem.
We want to actually get something done.
Yeah.
We've been out a lot.
Russell is going to have a team radio shortly as Stroll starts a lap time down towards the La Source hairpin, has a good run as well coming through and kicks it up as he comes towards Rouge and rally on through the new camera angle with all the fans watching through.
In sector 2, they will all bunch up.
There's the radio message from Russell. The cars in sector 2 will bunch up, and you're seeing it happening now on the driver tracker as well. Russell says it's spitting through a Rouge. That 30% chance of rain is coming. Yeah, you said it was stormy. Well done, Megs. So it's starting to rain here at Rouge and at Spa-Francorchamps. Schumacher's a 10th up, Bottas on 2.
See, always trust a Brit when it comes to weather.
50 seconds to go then here of qualifying number 1, and the rain is starting to come through. Stroll almost has a moment coming through the Jochen Ring corner as well. So, and the Jackie Eakes corner through Puong looks okay to me, but we've just heard from George Russell, it's starting to rain out on the circuit as well, so there's a lot of anticipation to see if we're actually going to get the session in dry. Will it rain for Q2? That's the big question. Down the hill into the Stavolo section now for Stroll. Gets it good on the exit curve as well. As they swing back through, and Stroll's up by 0.3 of a second as well. Schumacher is 0.5 up at the moment. Bottas down in 20th, not getting a good run.
Right, so... Oh.
Stroll's really up there, Megs.
Latifi somehow manages to make it into 13th.
And look at that! Well done from the Williams. They shoot right up, but Stroll gets it out wide.
Drifting there.
Checkered flag is out. Lance Stroll's in the drop zone. He goes into P10. That puts his teammate Vettel at risk. Schumacher's 18th. Does he improve? Schumacher goes 13th. 146.342. Here comes Bottas. Zhou's backed out of it, I think. Bottas goes. Oh, Zhou goes 7th. Bottas pits. In comes Magnussen. Nah, Magnussen's out of it. He doesn't have a penalty, so Magnussen could have gone through there as well. So that was a bit disappointing.
Like, in the race, I'll move up. I'm fine.
Vettel goes 15th. Vettel's on the cusp. Both Williamses are currently out of qualifying, but Albon has done a stellar first sector. A 30.799 backed up, and it's raining heavily at the bus stop.
Ricciardo 5th.
Ricciardo goes 5th, but that was Tsunoda going straight on the bus stop. It's raining heavily now. Ricciardo goes P5. That changes the balance. Norris now goes P5. Both McLarens looking good in these conditions that they did last year.
See, I told you, Danny Rick, as soon as he says, I'm leaving McLaren, he's doing well.
Hey, and Ricciardo's on his lap time deleted by the stewards for track limits as Hamilton goes into P5 as well. Here comes George Russell, he's 13th. Russell goes 5th. Albon's just alongside. Does he go through? Albon goes through to Q2 with a 145.642. Albon and Williams look amazingly well. But what about Latifi? Latifi, no. Latifi doesn't make it. Latifi's backed out.
Latifi's fine where he is. He's like, do you know what? I ain't got a penalty. Loads of people, like 7 people I've got them. I'm fine here.
I think he's going to start at least 13th on the grid by my calculation. That's great for Latifi as well. But Alexander Albon goes through. But Sebastian Vettel was 0.02 of a second away from being kicked out of qualifying. Russell goes 5th. Albon goes 6th as well. But it's Vettel, Latifi, Magnussen, Tsunoda and Bottas eliminated from qualifying. And Q2 will start at 16:50. We've been informed now as Josh is just having a little bit of a timing screen there, I believe. So we'll bring up the track facts as well to distance itself. But
I'm going to go get a drink. Do you want one?
I've got a Costa coffee in the fridge. You can bring it out as well. Thanks, Megs. It's a can, so I'll have that coffee to perk me up. Q2 will start in 5 minutes, actually in 4 minutes time, so there's really not that long between them now, so that they've minimised the sessions because it's so short a gap here. Let's hear from Yuki Tsunoda. He's out there on the radio. Yeah, so Tsunoda wasn't happy there either. On the board, Vettel coming in.
When is he ever happy?
I don't think he's ever happy. Hi, Josh. I'll get you back on the screen now if I can find you on the board. Here you are. So, yeah, always looking very, very, very unhappy, isn't he, at the moment? As qualifying concludes, as we hear the cars in the background, as well as Sky have gone for an ad break, but we've still got the access via the PLC up here in the comms box to hear more than what you see. So it's a 15-minute session coming up, which means it will start at it'll end at 5 minutes past the hour. So they've reduced it to try and give us a better run at it, as Josh said, as well as we see a replay, I think, coming on board now as well. Yeah, this is of Tsunoda locked up on the damp patch coming into the bus stop chicane and went straight on. Danny Ricciardo went through the gravel at the exit of Jackie Hicks at the Hicks corner, turn 9, and he put a wheel on the gravel. That's why he's exceeded track limits on his best lap time. That's why Ricciardo is down into 13th place as things currently stand. So next up, it's a 15-minute session as well for qualifying, and that will be coming up next for Q2. Vettel's on the radio. Oh. Can we hear from Vettel's radio? Apparently not. They don't want us to hear it out there on the board at the moment. But Q1 ends with Verstappen, followed by Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Russell, Albon, Hamilton, Norris, Ocon, and Alonso in the mix. Zhou, Gasly, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Schumacher go through. Out was Vettel, Latifi, Magnussen, Tsunoda, and Bottas.
We're out on P16 just at the end with Albon. Literally 2,000th. No way.
So Q1's ended 48 minutes after the start that was supposed to happen. So we're in a lengthy delay. Go on, Josh, what have you found?
How have I just noticed this? If I bring it up. KO. Knockout.
Yeah, yeah, knockout.
I could make a lot of memes out of that.
Thanks for reminding me, actually. I better bring mine up, actually, somewhere on the board, wherever it is. The qualifying out system that we use. The out of quali, here it is.
The red line, the red line of KO.
Yeah, red line as actually I can't. It's not working. Here it is. Is it? Yeah, here we go. Right, I've just got to bring it down now. There's party atmosphere happening here as well. Got to bring it down to where Vettel is for everyone watching out there on the tracker. There we go. As Q2 is around about a minute away up here in the comms box. Let's see if I'm going to stand now.
Turn 8 and 12 and 13 were not his best one, and it's very tight there. So unfortunately didn't make it, but on the other side it's good. Mick got out of Q1, which is very good considering that he didn't run in FP3 today and practicing qualifying. So he did a very good job. So we see what is possible, and we can fight tomorrow. I mean, the car is there, so obviously we would like to have Kevin also into Q2, but it isn't. But with all the people going back, so he could still be in a pretty good position tomorrow in starting grid for the race.
Yeah, nice lap there from Mick. Is Mick driving for you next year?
I don't know. I don't know anything about my second driver, as you well know, Martin.
Do you want him to drive for you next year?
Is this now about drivers or qualifying? No, we haven't made seriously. We haven't made a decision what we're going to do. And obviously, I get this question now. I wake up at night and hear this question. So, but we will answer it when we are ready to answer it. And,
green light is at the end of the pit lane, and we're underway then for the second part of qualifying here at Spa-Francorchamps. Lewis Hamilton is leaving the pit lane, but we've got a little bit of bad action further behind because we can't hear anything because of because they're talking to Kurdistan. But now it's regenerated as Lewis Hamilton is the first to leave the pit lane under these conditions as well to see what's going to happen. And Josh, bring you in quickly as well as we hear the cars go through up here in the comms box as Megan still hasn't come back with a drink that she went out 5 minutes ago with. What do you anticipate in this second half of the session? If it's starting to spit, then we could be in for something very interesting.
We really, really could, and it just happens when it happens, and I think that's just the easiest way to say it.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton then second. Here comes everybody else, though. Russell's gone out behind him, but the two Red Bulls are coming through, and they launch back down as well. Verstappen and Perez, and Norris and Schumacher and Sainz are all out there as well. They're the 7 cars leading this field around on the track today in this second part of qualifying for the race. Thank you very much. How long was that? That didn't take too long, did it? The smooth and creamy caramel latte didn't take too long to get to the box as well for coffee. That was £1, and the Starbucks one that I usually have was £2 today. I was very annoyed. Same amount of liquid as well. Sorry, say again, Mace.
I like Costa lattes. I usually like things cold.
Yes, well, it's a
Ice.
cold latte.
I usually like iced lattes.
Well, it is cold, but anyway, let's see. Why is it? It's in a can, though. I hope it doesn't spread out at me. There we go. Oh dear, a can of coffee. Is this what the world's come to?
Yes.
It smells quite nice, actually, so that's really annoying.
I can smell it from here.
It tastes really nice as well. That's really annoying. I would offer you a bit, but wouldn't that hurt your stomach?
No.
Well, have a bit then. Have a little taste. And then I'll wipe it so that there's no illness on it as well.
You can't catch IBS.
I don't care. It's just COVID protocols, isn't it?
Nice.
See the coldness coming off it as well as the cars come through then. Lewis Hamilton, the first one to start a lap time then as he comes down throughout the first couple of corners in towards Eau Rouge at the top of the hill, flies through right
really
to the top.
nice.
Hamilton looking really strong, Megan, really strong.
He is looking quite strong. That's really nice.
It's a really nice coffee, yeah. You get a lot of aftertaste.
We
there,
need to get cans. Get loads of cans of it.
Yeah, well, 2 cans for 1 Starbucks. I think I'll have the Costa Caramel Latte smooth and creamy more
Do you
often.
see, I like Starbucks' hot chocolates, so I've never tried their coffee. I have tried it once.
Hamilton then, 48 in the first sector. It's a 31.322 is that first sector time. So Lewis Hamilton is setting them alight at the moment as they come through into Pouhon in front of the grandstands as well. And it's looking absolutely fantastic at the moment. Look at Verstappen though, 30.708. So he is about, what, 5 tenths quicker than Hamilton already? What's going on with the Mercedes this weekend? There's nowhere.
They see a chance with loads of people having penalties and they're taking it.
And they get worse. Yes. They've done a Ferrari, Josh, haven't they? The Mercedes looking a bit like clowns this weekend.
Oh, I don't think anyone can be looking as bigger clowns than a Ferrari currently. They've got that was close.
Lewis
They've got
sliding to the line. Hamilton does a 1:46.622, sliding out the last corner. Go on, Josh.
yeah, they've got Ferrari has got a clown nose as big as the sun and Jupiter, I think.
Here comes Russell across the line and does the fastest time by 3 tenths to Hamilton. It's a 1:46.284. Here comes Max Verstappen to the line then. Can Verstappen do anything about it? It's a 1:44.723. 1.5 seconds quicker than Russell. Can Sainz do anything? Well,
Yes.
Sainz is quicker than the other two, but he's still 6 tenths off the pace. And Perez! 1:44.794.
Oh my god.
That's 0.071 off the pace. So Schumacher goes 6th.
Look, who's gonna go 4th?
And Norris goes 4th. Norris
my word.
jumps to 4th. No idea where that one came from as we heard from Lewis Hamilton there. Here's Alexander Albon through the Fagnes chicane.
I wonder if he's gonna go to 4th now. Everyone seems to be going there.
Down to Stavolo. Across the second sector beam as well. Alexander Albon is a 46.
Alonso 5th.
Alonso 5th, yeah. Just came across the timing monitors. Yeah, Alonso 5th. Norris. Ocon, 4th. Ocon goes 4th. Brilliant time there. And Albon looking again impressive. Can he get into the top 10?
Ooh, a little bit of sliding though.
Through the bus stop, looks okay. Come on, Zhou has gone to 10th. Albon, 10th! Albon 10th! 1:46.806. Get in there, Williams. Spa is their good track.
They like it here.
Russell was second last year.
Guarantee he had no choice.
No, even in qualifying, he was second.
I know, but guarantee he had no choice.
He was nearly on pole if it wasn't for Verstappen. That's how things got there. Leclerc, though, with the grid penalties, 14th at the moment, kicks up the dust once again. Coming into Stavolo, he did that earlier on, nearly ended up in the wall down at Fania.
Hamilton decides, you know what, I'm going to pit. So does Russell.
Yeah, so they've done their faster lap times. The two Ferraris. Sainz is towing Leclerc around. Well, Sainz is third, and Leclerc's got no time at the moment, so now it's his turn. Sainz will dart out the way before the bus stop now. Lets Leclerc go on the inside line. Leclerc's had a tow all the way around the lap, nearly loses it coming to the bus stop. Sainz dives into the pit lane. Leclerc comes towards the line, crosses it, and only goes 6th, 145.637. And with no
What is up with him lately?
well, with no tow tomorrow, with Leclerc standing in the back of the grid with Verstappen, he's going to have to rely on Verstappen more in order for it not to become a sort of a diluted race. And this is when he put it on the gravel again, coming into Stavolo. He did it at Fania this morning, went backwards and touched the wall as well. So he's doing it again. He's pushing the limit, isn't he, Charles Leclerc? Certainly trying to find all the tracks.
It's not working for him.
No, it's not. Jackie Hicks, a little bit of an eye raise there as well.
It's like, really? You can't stay on a track?
Jackie Hicks is the name of turn 9, by the way, and I keep saying Jochen Rindt, but that's because of what it used to be named as. It was Speaker's Corner, then it was Jochen Rindt, then Imola got a Jochen Rindt corner, so Spa, we named it the Jackie Hicks corner. A Belgium F1 driver as well. To come through, let's say Leclerc's radio.
He's jumping like crazy in the apex of slow corners. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Very, very strange, Megan.
Yeah, the same thing's happening to Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes is sort of oscillating quite a lot, aren't they? They're sort of banging up and down on the board.
Just negative
Them
on
and
the
Russell
delta.
having the same problem.
No risk of traffic behind. How was the balance?
A bit too oversteer. I also lost the rear midway through the lap, so let's go back with the flap a bit.
Esteban Ocon there, just talking through as well as all the cars by Leclerc and Alonso. Actually, Alonso now comes into the pit, so it's only Leclerc who's on the in-lap as well, circulated out there on the circuit. So 6 minutes to go in this session, and once again the track falls quiet as we go into the Mercedes garage with Lewis Hamilton looking in there as well.
It's very quiet.
It's too quiet, isn't it? I should have shook this before drinking, I think, because I'm just shaking it up now and stirring it. But looking
I'll
quite
read the
fun.
instructions.
It doesn't ingredients, no instructions. There are no instructions, just great new taste. I think the instructions is drink it, don't get any down your shirt.
Oh no.
Schumacher's coming on the radio shortly, I believe, as well, so we'll hear from him. Our timing screens are on 6:24. They are massively behind.
Like going into 18 and 19.
That is Schumacher's only radio coming through. So our team radio is a bit behind here at the moment, which is a surprise. Leclerc comes in, so we've got 6 minutes to go, and everyone's now in the pit lane as well, so make your predictions. Q2 is pretty much irrelevant. It looks like Q3 is going to be irrelevant as well. I really hope, though, that pole's not irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because if Verstappen or Leclerc take pole, everything changes. Every single position of the grid changes in that case. And then it's just a joke, because then qualifying may as well have been a sprint race. That's how bad it'll get.
It may as well be that anyway, at this point.
Yeah. Because qualifying just keeps on changing.
Yeah, and everyone seems to get penalties these days.
Yeah, a lot of... Oh, sorry, I just realised that's off for you. Here you go, I'll put this here, away from the laptops. As I come through, Bottas actually has a 30-place grid penalties in total, 15 for power unit and 15 for gearbox, but neither of them have been documented correctly, saying back of the grid, which means a P20...
So Pierre, the really neutral balance that you get in 12 and 14, as soon as this front end rotation stops, which is giving you basically stability or more stability initially, the front rotation picks up massively once it stops. This is when the car starts to snap because the rear can't take it. So I don't think the third toggle will fix our issues.
Oh dear, so Gasly's in trouble. Just quickly, Chris Maitland has put, I've just realised Bottas actually has a 30 places of grid penalties in total. 15 for power unit, and 15 for gearbox. But as neither document says back of the grid, it means a P20 grid position plus 30 places equals P14 on the grid. So Bottas will, even though he's got 30 places of grid penalty, will start 15th. Will start 14th, in front of everybody else. The grid makes no sense. We're just literally going to get into the race tomorrow.
You may as well just flip for it.
Yeah, we're literally going to get in the race tomorrow.
Who wants pole? Whoever gets tails, you're it.
It's pretty much it, as well as there's a sign there on the top of the thing with one of the Aston Martins. Alfa Romeos, I should say, as it's a fire out. 3 minutes 50 to go. They're leaving it close here for an outlap. 2 minutes 7 for an outlap. 3:43 left.
And you've got to do a warm-up.
Yeah, go on, Josh.
Do you know what I can hear in the background?
What?
Sounds of...
The theme of pointless. Because this qualifying session is pointless.
I thought you were going to say the founders of F1 screaming.
This is a bit pointless, isn't it, this qualifying session? I completely apologise to everybody for wasting your hour and a half as well on this.
I'm ill too, so...
Yes, Megan's not well. Hopefully you're better tomorrow for the race.
I doubt this.
While Josh plays, will be alongside me in the box anyway.
It usually lasts a few days.
Ian Burch it might be with us for the race tomorrow, but he's not well at the moment as well. He's still suffering with that eye infection he had in Hungary. Which
he looks better now.
He looks better now, yeah. Came in the day looking like a fowl with makeup on. Well, it was the cream, wasn't it, that made his eyes orange, as well, to try and kill off the eyelid infection. But hopefully he's going to be okay. And, he's a bit useless to us. He's perfectly fine apart from that. Well, he's not perfectly fine, but he's perfectly all right, bar that eye infection. But
he seems fine.
He's absolutely useless in the commentary box because you require eyes to do the commentary.
Unless he's just going to do meditation.
Yes. It's lights out and away we go. What do you think, Ian Burch? I don't know, I can't see.
Ooh, car performance. Albon's first.
Yeah, he's fast at the moment on the straights. Perez is 10th a bit behind, same as Verstappen.
0 Mercedes and Ferraris.
That's quite interesting to see. Go on, Josh.
Or it's lights out and away we go. What, Ian Burch? What do you see going down to turn 1? I don't know, Jeff.
I don't know, Jeff. Well, he might be here. He might not be. I don't know. I think he's trying to be. But we'll see
if he feels well enough.
Yeah, if he turns up, he turns up. If not, there's no worries. I mean, he'd definitely be with us in Italy because you're not with us in Italy.
What am I doing in Italy again?
Nothing. You take Italy off to get ready for because Italy's the first week. It's the weekend after you start college. And you got all the work to do. So you haven't done Italy for 4 years.
I love that my best friend is Italian, and I always miss her home race.
You did. Emilia Romagna.
Norris is on scrum tyres, looks like he's
My other best friend is English. I never miss that.
Let's beat them.
Right.
So, okay, Norris on scrub tyres. Looks like he's towing Daniel. Okay, same plan. Let's beat them then, says Ocon.
I think Noemi might have been to an F1 race.
Probably. Well, if it helps, you did do Emilia Romagna in Imola earlier on this year, and that was an Italian race. Emilia Romagna in Italy.
True.
And he did the MotoGP Italian Grand Prix.
So technically, for me, that's my Italy race.
Esteban Ocon then out of turn 1. Doesn't get too much. I think he's towing Alonso on this lap time, it looks like, as well, because he's not exactly going super fast, is he? Yeah, he's towing Alonso, look. He's not going that quick through Eau Rouge compared to Alonso just behind him. Oh, I thought he went round then. The way the audio changed, I thought Esteban Ocon went round then, but he's perfectly okay. He's towing Fernando down the Kemmel Straight in towards Le Cos, and he's letting it go incredibly early, Megan.
That's because Fernando got up to him too quick.
Yeah, he caught up to Fernando. Fernando caught up to Esteban so much faster than what we were predicting out there.
Like, okay, I'm just going to go a bit slow to you. How are you already here? I've been here for years. I could do this in my sleep.
Alonso's won at this racetrack several times as well, actually. He had 3 podium finishes. He's never won here, Fernando Alonso, but he's had 3 podium finishes. In 2005, he was second. In 2007, he was third.
Norris is on scrub tyres, looks like he's towing down.
And in 2013, he was second.
Let's beat them.
Oh, problems on Sergio Perez's car with some of the flooring as the checkered flag is out. So that's sneaked up on us, hasn't it?
No, Sergio, your car's got a problem.
Checkered flag is out then here in qualifying 2, but you haven't missed anything in the last minute because all the drivers are just on their laps now. Fernando Alonso got towed round by Esteban Ocon, and now fastest sector 1 is Alexander Albon. It's happening again. Williams are quick at Spa. Here comes Alonso out the last corner of the bus stop, takes the checkered flag. Does he go through to the next part of qualifying with ease? Alonso goes 5th, 1:45.522. I think Ocon's safe as well. Gasly's 9th, he goes 8th fastest, 1:45.827. Here comes Zhou, he's 9th. Zhou goes through. That puts Russell at risk, and look at 11th. Lewis Hamilton, good spot, Josh. Here comes Stroll across the line. Stroll goes 11th. Hamilton's 12th at the moment. Yes, he'll go into the top 10, but he's got to do a greater lap time. So's Russell, so's Hamilton, but so's Ricciardo. Leclerc goes top, 1:44.551. But watch out for Alexander Albon. It's
Danny
quick in
Rick.
sector 2. Danny Rick across the line. Ricciardo goes 8th, 1:45.767. Here comes Hamilton across the line. He's 13th at the moment. Hamilton goes 5th. That puts Gasly out. That puts Zhou out as Russell goes 6th. What about Albon to the line? What's his time? Albon's done! Albon goes through to qualifying 3 with a superb time. Albon goes through to qualifying 3. And he was on course, Megan, to take pole, but he got slowed down by traffic in sector 2 and 3.
He was stuck behind Russell, Hamilton and Ricciardo.
What a qualifying! It's Ricciardo, Gasly, Zhou, Stroll and Schumacher out. And Ricciardo will start in the top 10, but it's all changed. What an absolutely fantastic quali. Leclerc on top, Verstappen second. They at the moment starting at the back. Q3, again, going to be entertaining. As Pierre Gasly walks out the back there. Well then, Josh, what did you make of that one as they come through?
Oh, what a shame with Alexander Albon, but he's through. That could have been top.
Yes.
But where will Alexander Albon end up in Q3? That could be very interesting. A Williams on the front row for the second year running? I think so.
If that rain comes down, Megan, it's entirely possible, because it's just sort of hanging around in the air right now, isn't it? We're just sort of waiting for it to just throw up a little bit.
How about 5 minutes towards the end?
Entirely possible. Nothing's impossible, and certainly at Spa.
Except breathing in space.
Except what?
Breathing in space. If your even that has air in it, you just can't do it for long. Needs a bit more evolution for it.
It's well, maybe one day.
If we moved to space, we probably could.
You can't breathe in space. It's a vacuum. But hang on, spacesuits you can. Go on.
True. Please tell me I wasn't the only one who just heard the TARDIS, right?
It's probably the track noises.
Yeah, copy Lance. So we're out.
I just don't get it.
I only heard it on my
It's
left
so much
ear.
slower.
Stroll says he's got no grip, but he's just so much slower, laughing almost as well. But Lance Stroll once again proving that it's a Lance Stroll issue. He's not exactly the fastest driver in Formula 1 history to go forward. Q3.
I know who is.
When's Q3 going to start? I have not got that information just yet. It hasn't actually gone off. And this is... Mick had no grip, couldn't do turn 1 to be fair. Go on, Josh. Well, let's hear from Russell quickly. Nothing was there. Go on, Josh.
It should start at around... There it is, 17:13. I was going to say 17:12.
And it's a 12-minute session, so Megan calculate 13 plus 12 equals 25. Yeah, so 25, exactly 20. So the hour takes us to it as well. So it's going to restart shortly. Is our take on that? Okay, what has happened here? Up in the comms box, everything seems to, well, we've got loads of graphics flying up for some reason as well.
Yeah, I heard the TARDIS in my left ear.
Probably was.
Good lad. Well done.
Oh, good lap time. That's Albon. Yeah, it's a good lap time from Albon. Okay, well, we're back up in the comms box at the moment as well. Let's hear from Stroll, actually, as we go back to Sky F1.
It's just so much slower.
And let's hear from Albon again.
Right, good lad, mate. Well done. P10.
Yes.
Albon's clearly delighted about that one.
Celebrations for
Sky
Alex
F1.
Albon, and an important Q3 to reach for the Williams driver, because with Leclerc and Verstappen and Ocon and Norris all in Q3 and facing back of the grid penalties, it means Alex Albon's going to start a net at worst, P6 on the grid for tomorrow's race. Trying to work it out so far. Mick Schumacher, another one with power unit penalties. He'll start last. Zhou Guanyu will start 19th. And Valtteri Bottas, who was slowest in Q1, will slot in 14th on the grid. A lot of penalties for this race. It's not just what happens in qualifying that will determine it, it's all the penalties as well. Meanwhile, down at the Sky Pad, Anthony Davidson, what have you got for us?
Yeah, just been looking at a small difference between Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. This was from the first run in Q1. So I'm just looking at the braking difference here into turn one, because Max holds this advantage in sector one. Braking seems to be the same for them at the 50-meter board, exactly the same. But by the time they get to the apex of La Source, just watch Verstappen on the right-hand side, a bit of a line difference there. He's using more of the curb on the inside, an earlier turn-in than Perez, and he's able to square the car up earlier than his teammate, and by the time they get to the white line you can see the difference he's gained, and that lasts all the way through, run through Eau Rouge and to the top of the Kemmel Straight into Le Combe. So the little thing, it's just that tiny difference, that line difference from Perez, but he's fighting for effective pole position today. Even if he gets beaten by his teammate, which is quite likely with the speed that Verstappen has, it will be this guy on the left-hand side without those penalties that could potentially line up on pole position. But he's going to need to get that corner just tweaked a little bit if he's to challenge Carlos Sainz. I think the Red Bull has the speed over the Ferrari, but you want to try and perfect things. This is qualifying 3 coming up. You want it absolutely right.
You absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you very much as well. As we're 50 seconds away from the start of the next session.
Copy. Yeah, honestly, there wasn't much in it, so I think we had a really good balance. So I just need to have a look where we can gain, but I think we maximized it. So. Yeah, the Williams, I don't understand how they can be that fast in the straight.
So, more action then as they come through with 15 seconds left of this until we head to the green light. I saw everybody knows what's coming next as well. Stand by for action for the Belgium Grand Prix. Qualifying 3 coming up. And the green light is on at the end of the pit lane, and we are underway. Alexander Albon, the first driver out onto the track here in qualifying number 3. What is going to happen? We've got sort of rain in the air. It's been spitting, but it's holding off quite nicely. No chance of it affecting the race itself, or qualifying later as well. As Alexander Albon heads up through Eau Rouge, can really hear the cars botting him out. Here's Max Verstappen, a driver who doesn't deserve to be there in the session because he's actually got a grid penalty, hasn't he, Josh? So we're just sort of accepting that he's here, but he's starting at the back tomorrow. The race is going to be more interesting than what qualifying is going to be looking at.
Yeah, and what is Max Verstappen doing there?
So slow in the pit lane, and he's holding up Fernando Alonso, and Alonso wanted to come on the inside line and sort of look for a way through, and Max isn't allowed to do that, of course. So
Being a bit cheeky.
Say again, Josh, we didn't hear you there.
Max is being a bit cheeky this weekend.
He really is. Too cheeky for my liking as well. It's not working out too good. As it comes to, I'm just having a look at the onboard camera actually on a replay of Max Verstappen. He was told to back off to let Perez get a little bit more distance to him out on the track. So Max was slowing down for a purpose to let Perez go to try and help with the toe effect, because Perez was straight on the accelerator out there. There's Jos Capito coming through. And SHG says Albon minimum top 6 starting grid position. He knocks a McLaren out in Q2 with 4 drivers taking grid penalties in Q3. That's absolutely true, as well as previous pole sitters here. It was Verstappen in 2021 who took the race win as well. 2020 was Lewis Hamilton, 2019 was Leclerc, and 2018 and 17 also was Lewis Hamilton. As the fans cheer as their Dutch driver goes past them of Verstappen. And Alonso looks like he's going to have a toe off these Red Bulls as well. Look at Verstappen again, slowing through Fania. And he's trying to get Alonso to go past him. And Alonso's just saying, no, I'll stay where I am.
Get those tyres working.
There's Perez saying, get those tyres working as well to his engineer. So there is a plan here for Red Bull, isn't there, Josh? But it looks like Verstappen will get the first toe for whatever reason. Because surely in this session, you help Perez, not Verstappen.
And it looks like Alonso saying, "Hi, can I join in the fun with all of the toes?" Here's Charles Leclerc, who also should not be in this session, as he has a back of the grid penalties like millions of other drivers have. Here is the red ball across the line into turn 1 of Sergio Perez. And that gravel is really, really threatening on the exit of turn 1.
We've been thinking all day as Perez goes up Eau Rouge to the top of the hill at Radion as well. We've been thinking all day, what rule can we in place so that these ridiculous qualifying sessions don't happen where we've got drivers who have got penalties going further in? Let's hear from Leclerc first of all.
Wait, what are these tyres?
Sorry, it's a mistake.
No! And Leclerc's got brand new soft compound tyres on. Leclerc has put on a brand new set of soft compound tyres that they were saving for the race. Ferrari have made a mistake on the pit wall by giving him the brand new tyres he was supposed to start the race with tomorrow. You can't believe Ferrari. They have done it again. They have made another mistake. I'm done. I am so done. Ferrari's strategy, they've made a mistake. They put on brand new tyres that were supposed to be there for the race. Unbelievable. Clowns, utter clowns, Ferrari. They don't know what they're doing. They need sacking the lot of them. Albon goes top, 1:46.369 as well, so he set the fastest time. But Max Verstappen, who we're on board with now, is setting electric first sector times as well. But he won't be on provisional pole.
There's a car leaving the pits now. I might get a tow from that one starting the lap.
Yeah, remember Verstappen won't be on provisional pole position because he's got that grid penalty as well. So right now, Albon's on pole, but Perez is looking mighty. Here is Perez to the line. We've picked up him. 1:44.462. What's Verstappen's time going to be across the line? He got the tow this time around. It's a 1:43.665.
Let me know what do I do with these tyres.
Copy. So we will do the lap.
So we do the lap.
Yes, confirm we do the lap.
Oh. Ferrari just sound like they are self-destructing out there today. Here comes Esteban Ocon to go fourth. 1:45.180. Sainz has gone second. Sainz is on provisional pole position here at Belgium. Norris goes fifth. Alonso backs out the lap time. Norris goes fifth, fastest as well. But as things stand, it's Carlos Sainz for a second pole. Let's hear from Leclerc.
Let me know what do I do with these tyres.
Copy. So we will do the lap.
So we do the lap.
Yes, confirm we do the lap.
Ferrari have put on the wrong tyres for Charles Leclerc. They have put on the race soft set. And
they put on the race?
The race soft tyres, the brand new softs that aren't been scrubbed, and they've been told to now just do the lap. So they've got another set of brand new softs.
They're on race pace.
But they're on race tyres, not the qualifying tyres.
They're going to be slower.
They came on the radio and said, they've made a mistake. I can't believe it. I really can't. Unbelievable.
Does that mean he has to use the qualifying tyres in the race?
Yes, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but he's used a set of his new softs that he was going to try and save tomorrow for the main race. So they're making several errors now as well as they come down.
How the hell do they make that mistake?
I don't know. Leclerc's furious and he's going for the lap time, but he's got traffic in front of him because...
Oh, he's not going to leave.
Well, the problem is now, Ferrari have told him to do a push lap when they've got traffic in front of them. Because he's just passed Ocon, Norris and Russell, who are all on slow lap times. Norris has got no tow from Carlos Sainz and he's 7/10 down. Verstappen's on provisional pole, but that will put Sainz on pole.
Carlos is just like, this is a you problem, mate.
Yeah, not a me problem, it's a you problem.
That better give me the wrong tyres.
I can't believe the clowns that Ferrari are. They really have made several errors. Here comes
Leclerc.
Leclerc.
In red.
They do. Well, Charles Leclerc coming across the line. He's 9th and goes 4th.
He can't even get better than 4th.
He's lost 8/10 due to not having a tow and being on the wrong tyres. And now, that's his qualifying done, because it's going to be another 2-minute in-lap to refuel, bolt again. That's it, they're done. Laurent Mikas as well, the racing director from Ferrari. I'm sorry, mate, but you are the biggest idiot in the paddock. Honestly, I've never seen a strategist do so many mistakes in my entire life in Formula One and every other form of motorsport. He has made so many mistakes.
And we've seen Michael Masi.
I can't believe it. As a race strategist for any other team, he would have been fired. Honestly, he would have been sacked, especially after the mistakes he did earlier on in the season.
Haas would have no problem sacking.
He would have been sacked after Monaco.
Yeah.
When Leclerc started on pole and finished 4th at Monaco due to the strategy errors, that's when he would have been sacked. And look at him. Look, he's on the pit wall with his helmet and his head down. And how has Mattia Binotto not been fired either? How are Ferrari, who went through so many team managers over the years, not sacking this one?
Good lap on the used, so
I don't know. He just seems to have stuck around.
Ferrari are acting like Man United at the moment.
They even have the same clothes.
Yeah. Norris.
Yeah, we see that too.
So it's Max Verstappen, who provisionally is on pole position here, but has that grid penalty. So it's Carlos Sainz who has it. Adam says second half of the year, and Ferrari still Ferrari, says Adam. You are completely right, my friend. Ferrari is still Ferrari.
Something tells me that Max has just found out about the little Ferrari situation.
Yeah, but the thing
What's
is...
them?
Go on, Josh.
Perez. What's them?
Perez track limits turn 4. Perez track limits turn 4. He's had his lap time deleted. Perez has dropped to 3rd and has lost his best lap time.
He's not even out on the track and he's getting track limits.
It's happening again for just as in Austria.
Look, there he is.
Right, here we go again then. Sainz going out on his own. So I think, do you want me to tell you something here? It's Perez on pole. Not Sainz, it'll be Perez. Go on, Josh.
Yeah, but you watch tomorrow. It will be absolutely bucketing it down, and then Ferrari go soft to mediums to soft to mediums to soft to mediums and stuff like that.
And neither of them will be on intermediates the correct time. Max Verstappen 2:17.
Bring the chaos.
Think Max is done. Yeah, Max is done. Max is not going out on the track again, so...
Well, he doesn't really need to.
He doesn't need to. He's not going to be on pole position anyway.
Yeah, he's happy with where he is.
Yeah. Max is out the car. He starts from the back of the grid. At best, he starts 14th.
Max is like, I need the toilet.
So, who's it going to be on pole position? Will it be Carlos Sainz? Will it be Sergio Perez? Will it be Esteban Ocon, who's looking quick? What about Lando Norris, George Russell,
Albon,
Alexander Albon, Lewis Hamilton or Fernando Alonso?
Copy.
Team radio there. Look, that's Leclerc. So Norris hasn't gone back out again because he's got a grid penalty. Leclerc hasn't gone back out again, and neither is Verstappen. So it's not going to be Norris because he's got that grid penalty.
The penalty, boys.
Yeah. The P. Yeah. As they come through. As Carlos Sainz will tow around. And look, they're all backing up now. Will they get to the line in time?
That was impeding there.
Yeah. Are they going to get to the line? Look, Alonso. Alonso's going for it. And Sainz blocks him at Stabilo.
He's just impeded both Alpines.
Well, it's on a warm-up lap, but my point is, are they going to get to the line in time? 58 seconds to get from Stabilo at these speeds. They need to get on with it.
They'll just make it. Though, I'm not happy with that. It may have been a warm-up lap, though he just impeded both Alpines when they were trying to go round a corner.
Yeah, now look at this. So Sainz going to still be ahead. Alonso second, Ocon third. Hamilton go fourth in the running order. Now, are they going to respect their deltas and go for it? Because it's really these guys all going for pole position. Sainz
Carlos, speed up!
Sainz exits the corner and starts his lap time down towards turn number 1 of the Lasortia hairpin as well. Next is Ocon second, Alonso third, Hamilton fourth, Perez fifth, Russell sixth. That's the order, and that is perfect timing from Ferrari to release Charles Leclerc right ahead of Carlos Sainz at full speed. Leclerc is towing around Carlos Sainz with the perfect opportunity. That's the only thing Ferrari have done right all weekend.
True, though I don't like what Carlos just did.
Albon sixth.
Albon 6, 145, 8.3, 7. Albon didn't make it across the line, but Albon goes 6th fastest. He's out-qualified Norris, and he might have qualified the two Mercedes.
I'm not happy with Carlos Sainz right now.
Why?
Because you see how slowly he was moving across it? He was purposely backing everyone up so that people won't make it across the line.
The checker flag is out as well. Leclerc has backed off and he's now let Alonso through, but he's blocking Hamilton, Perez as well at the exit towards Pouhon. Leclerc's moved out of the way, but Sainz is down in the first sector. Perez is up in the first sector. So is
Perez
Hamilton.
gets it.
And Alonso is faster as Sainz hits the gravel. Does he make it through the track? Yes, he does. Sainz goes through the gravel. He's out of it. He won't take pole. Sainz will, well, he might actually. Sainz will start on pole, but he won't take it away from Verstappen. So the question is, what is Alonso doing? What's Hamilton doing? And what is Perez doing? Perez is out of it. Perez is down. This might go the way of Lewis Hamilton for his first pole. It could even go the way of Fernando Alonso. They're all
Fernando's
improving.
quicker.
They're all improving. Here comes Sainz to the line. He starts second, qualifies second, starts on pole. Sainz takes pole provisionally. Here comes Esteban Ocon. Here comes Fernando Alonso. Is he on pole? No. Alonso's sixth on the grid. What about Lewis Hamilton? Hamilton only starts seventh. Russell further behind. Can Russell take anything away from him across the line? No. Russell stays eighth. Esteban Ocon's backed out of the lap time. So it's Max Verstappen who takes pole position, number 17 of his career, but he won't start on pole position. Carlos Sainz starts on pole position in second.
He don't deserve it.
And with that penalty, it is ensured it is maximum disruption on the starting grid for the Belgian Grand Prix. Not one driver will start this race where they qualified from.
I'm not happy.
I don't think I am either. Josh, what's your reaction to all this?
I'm out of here.
Perez radio. Perez made an error. Sainz made an error as well.
His first error was slowing down to the point of where he could have stopped nearly, going round a corner when he had numbers of cars behind him, purposely so that they wouldn't cross the line, and it worked in the case of Albon. It also enabled them to have slower lap times.
That is the most confusing qualifying I think I've ever seen in my life.
I'm angry.
Not one person, not one, starts tomorrow's race where they qualified. Sainz qualified second, starts first. By Verstappen taking pole, he ensures maximum disruption. Row 1 will see Sainz, Perez and Ocon third.
P3. Yeah, it was all a mess. And then they just stopped at the end.
That's the front row for tomorrow, Checo. P2, good place to be. Well done.
Yeah, Sainz out.
And as Megan points out, Alonso starts fourth on the grid.
Hamilton fifth.
So Alpine start third and fourth, second row.
Oh, here's Sainz.
That definitely helped.
Yeah, this is a very, very bitter taste. It's his second career pole position, but what will the history book show it as? Is it pole position for Verstappen, or is it pole position for Sainz? I believe that's Sainz's pole, because it's a bit similar to what Michael Schumacher did in 2012. So it's Sainz's pole, because Schumacher never got credited for that pole in Monaco. You know, he crossed the line first. It went to Webber. Because whoever starts on pole on the grid as well, or is it who? I don't know, because the rules changed now, hasn't it? Because of the sprint race. Josh, what do you know?
It would be Max Verstappen in the history books, I believe.
Because
the DHL pole position award has gone to Max.
That definitely helped.
Yeah, and is that because of the sprint race that they've changed the rules there?
I think so.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you. We've completely wasted your hour. We've completely wasted your hour and a half, I'd like to point out.
I'm not happy.
We've been on air for 1 hour 52, and we've completely wasted your time because every single qualifying's been irrelevant. Because everybody is starting from completely the different grid. Unbelievable. And now we've got a short time as well to change around into the F2. Surely the F2 starts delayed, though. Has to be. I can't think why it wouldn't be, because of this delay. Go on, Mix. You're annoyed because of Sainz moving and blocking the Alpines, but it was on an outlap.
I'm not talking about
Oh, what are you angry about?
I'm angry about the fact that he purposely went slow when he was at the end, at the last corner.
On the start of the lap.
He went so slowly, purposely making sure he could slow down the people behind him. Everyone was behind him, so that he could have a better.
Naomi Shift is talking to Max Verstappen, but we've got no idea if he's the pole sitter or not. So let's have a word. Naomi, down to you.
Love it. Let's hear from the top three, shall we? They should have made their way to the microphone. Down in Parc Fermé, 2 Red Bulls and a Ferrari parked up, and Naomi Schiff asking the questions.
Well, she should be, if it's working.
Max,
Oops.
massive congratulations. That was an incredible lap, over 6/10 to Sainz. In front of your home crowd, how did it feel?
Yeah, it was amazing qualifying, but I think already the whole weekend, you know, we've been on it. Car's been working really well and just basically trying to fine-tune it, and it all came together in qualifying. Of course, you know, I had to be a bit careful with the amount of tires I was using. Also looking for tomorrow, you know, starting in the back, but yeah, very happy with my lap, and it's great to be here. It's an amazing track, amazing fans around. Yeah, I hope they had a good day.
Well, you mentioned it there, a lot of penalties on the grid tomorrow. You'll be starting 15th with Charles hot on your heels, but with such a comfortable lead in the championship, how do you approach tomorrow's race?
We need to move forward. Yeah, I think especially with a car like this, you know, it would be a shame not to be on the podium.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Carlos, congratulations. You've been promoted to first grid spot tomorrow. How was that lap for you?
It was okay. I mean, happy to be starting on pole. Obviously not so happy to see the gap to Max this weekend and the gap that Red Bull has on us. We need to keep digging, you know, to see why Red Bull is so fast around this track and why we are trailing them. But to start from pole is a good place to start, and we will try and win from there tomorrow.
Well, there seemed to be a real team effort there on the last lap, but it just didn't make the difference. How do you plan to stay ahead of Checo in tomorrow's race?
Yeah, my Q3 round 1 was cleaner. Both the outlap was a bit of a mess, playing with the toes, see who wanted to lead. In the end, I had to lead, and I had no toe, and I had to take the lead there. But in general, it was a bit of a mess, and the first lap was good enough for P2, which I knew was going to give me the pole. But yeah, still a bit puzzled, you know, to see this big gap to Max and to see the big gap to Red Bull, which makes me wonder what's going to happen tomorrow in the race, because I think our race pace is a bit better than our quali pace, but there's definitely something there to find.
Well, first grid spot is certainly worth something to smile about. Congratulations and good luck tomorrow. Sergio, well done today. Tomorrow you'll be starting on the front row of the grid. What are your expectations tomorrow?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, P2 is not the worst place to be around here, you know, and I think if I'm able to get a good run through Carlos, then it can be different. I can be on the other side of the road. So yeah, looking forward for tomorrow. I think there will be a great race ahead of us.
There's a lot of penalties on the grid, but you certainly are in the best position here to gain an opportunity. You're just 5 points behind Charles, so how do you maximize that tomorrow?
Yeah, it will be very important, you know, to get a good start and try to do our own race from the beginning, and I think that will be the key for tomorrow.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
If anybody's got any clue as to what just happened, answers on a postcard. Okay, Josh, just quickly, because we've got to go off here really quick. Thoughts on that qualifying session?
Chaos. Pointless.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is Lewis Hamilton. I think he's had an error somewhere on the track as well on the radio.
So that's a P7.
How far are we off?
Yeah, so 1.8 to Verstappen.
Oh.
1.8 seconds.
Yeah. You can't believe it. You can't write it. Okay, thanks, Josh, for your company today. Thanks to all of you. We'll be back shortly for the F2 sprint race as well, myself and Synthil. What a race we've had. What a qualifying we've had, sorry, and what a race we've got tomorrow. Nobody starts in the correct position. Everybody starting from a different slot. Well, they often say in Formula One, some days you'll get days like this. And there's definitely pain like this. We'll see you tomorrow for the race where qualifying was irrelevant and everyone else starts in completely different positions. Bye for now.